First at 4, breaking news. A tense situation on the city's west side. Detroit police surround a gunman with possible hostages for hours. We are live with the latest new information. We also have a decision from Michigan's Attorney General about this confrontation with sheriff's deputies. Someone's in trouble, and it's not the deputy. It's a historic day at the White House, a foreign policy win for President Trump 7 weeks before Election Day. But not everyone's happy. Andrew.
And Karen, we're still looking at some sunshine through a few clouds out there, but also some smoke coming from out west. We'll talk about a warmer day ahead for tomorrow, but then what happens afterward? Your 7-day forecast, first at 4.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. We are following breaking news as an hours-long standoff continues between police and a barricaded gunman believed to be holding 2 people hostage inside a home. This is happening in northwest Detroit near Finkel and Telegraph. It started in Redford, where police say they tried to pull the man over. Victor Williams joins us live this afternoon. So, Victor, where do things stand right now?
Well, as of right now, everyone is just playing the wait game, waiting to see what exactly happens here. As you can see, the scene is still very active with lots of police officers right here, right now, waiting for that person to come out. Now, just before noon, we found out that this was one of the suspects in a triple homicide that dates back to June. And now we're learning more about the hostages on the inside. As of right now, police are saying the 2 people in the home with the gunman, a man and a woman, are believed to be some of his known associates.
Female hostage may be associated with this suspect. The male may be an associate.
But what exactly is the connection between the 2 men? Rick Nelson, who is the father of the male hostage named RJ, rushed to the scene to see if his son was okay.
He's being held hostage, and I just got a call. The guy said he's not coming out alive, so I don't know. So if it works out for the best, at least for my son and the hostage, the other hostage.
Apparently, RJ and the gunman have some type of past related to the Scorpions Motorcycle Club.
So my son is. The other guy's an idiot. He used to be a while ago, but he's not anymore.
Right now, it's unclear of how this all ties into that triple homicide from June, a crime in which the gunman admits to being a person of interest.
He allegedly took the life of either a former or current member, but he acknowledged that he knows he's a suspect.
Now, he did see a woman being taken away in handcuffs, but at this point in time, it is unclear if that was one of the hostages or not, but we are going to wait right here on the scene until this comes to an end. Reporting live, Victor Williams, Local 4, back to you.
Right, intense situation in northwest Detroit. We'll check back with you, Victor. We're also the scene of the shots fired on I-94. The westbound lanes of I-94 just reopened at I-75. That's traditionally a busy spot during rush hour. Right now, state police are investigating reports that it was a road rage incident that led to one person shooting at another's vehicle. No one got hurt. It's a good sign I-94 has reopened. We'll have more from state police tonight at 5. It's a busy day. Breaking in Washtenaw County. That is where sheriff's deputy has been cleared in a case of police misconduct. Now, we just got the ruling from Attorney General Dana Nessel. You may recall body cam video captured that confrontation between Shatina Grady and Deputy Austin Pearson back in May. In the video, Pearson is shown punching Grady 3 times after she bit him. The Attorney General says the investigation determined Pearson's actions were justified. It's Grady who's facing a few charges, including 3 counts of resisting and obstructing an officer. We're going to take a closer look at the ruling when you join us in an hour. Now, we have an update on a deadly shooting of that 12-year-old boy over in Oak Park. Police were investigating the shooting 24 hours ago. And now today, prosecutors are charging a 15-year-old boy with manslaughter. He's being charged as a juvenile. Family members say the 12-year-old died yesterday afternoon. Investigators say a group of boys were playing with a loaded gun when it went off. A hearing was held this afternoon for the suspect at Oakland County Children's Village. No cameras were allowed. All right, let's take a quick look at the newest numbers on the coronavirus cases here in Michigan. In the past 24 hours, the state has added 571 new cases. That means more than 113,000 people have had the virus since the crisis began. The state says more than 85,000 people are listed as recovered. Today, 11 additional deaths have been reported in the past day. Okay, so let's move to politics. A lot of people concerned about counting a flood of absentee ballots this November, and there is new hope that process will be sped up. Today, the state Senate passed a bill to allow larger Michigan cities to actually start processing the ballots the day before the election. Right now, they're not allowed to do anything with those ballots until November 3rd. The Senate vote was overwhelming, 34-2. The bill now heads to the State House. The 2020 battle for Michigan is bringing the Biden campaign back to Michigan. Today, Joe Biden's wife, Dr. Jill Biden, was in Grand Rapids to tour a food bank. The visit comes a week after both her husband and President Donald Trump were on the east side of the state. In 2016, President Trump won Michigan by less than 11,000 votes. Dr. Biden says the state has the attention of the Biden campaign.
You know, we're traveling to all the different states, and I'm sure I'll be back here again. And we were here, what, Michael, last week virtually. So, and I'll be back virtually again, I'm sure. So, like I said, we're taking no vote for granted.
This afternoon, Dr. Biden joined Governor Gretchen Whitmer in Battle Creek for a talk with military families. History has been playing out at the White House today as leaders from Israel, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates sign a deal normalizing diplomatic relationships. This is an election year boost for President Trump, whose administration helped engineer this possible turning point in the Middle East peace process. Now, under the so-called Abraham Accord, the two Arab countries will exchange embassies and ambassadors with Israel and pursue other joint interests. Here's Israel's Prime Minister.
And the blessings of the peace we make today will be enormous. First, because this peace will eventually expand to include other Arab states, and ultimately it can end the Arab-Israeli conflict once and for all.
Well, the deal is not being well received by everyone. Palestinians held protests in the Gaza City and the West Bank. They feel this deal ignored their concerns, and they reject the agreement as a stab in the back by fellow Arabs. You can see already the impact of Hurricane Sally along the coasts of Florida and to Alabama. Take a look at those high winds and the choppy water. The storm is moving slowly toward the Gulf Coast. Sally is expected to bring 8 to 16 inches of rain from the Florida Panhandle to southeastern Mississippi. It's one of 4 named storms churning right now in the Atlantic. Of course, meteorologist Andrew Humphrey following the very latest. Andrew.
And Karen, you're absolutely right. It's moving so slowly, in fact, that several inches of rain have continued to fall across parts of Florida, now parts of Alabama and Mississippi. Take a look up close and personal. Still has not made landfall yet, but that eye just only a couple dozen miles offshore. Now, it's moving at only about 2 miles per hour. As you can imagine, a number of watches and warnings for this hurricane. It has winds over 75 to 80 miles per hour. Category 1 to Category 2 storm possible within the next few hours in case it intensifies. But you'll notice it's moving so slowly that it won't be until late tonight when it actually makes landfall. But it's neither here nor there because of the heavy rainfall and the flooding potential that will happen within that time and even afterward. Once it comes ashore, sure, it may weaken, but it still is packing a lot of rain with it that will extend into parts of southern Alabama before moving on to Georgia and other parts of the deep south. We'll talk more about this storm once again, and of course focus on our local weather in just minutes.
Still ahead, one of the country's largest retailers rolling out a new VIP program for customers, how you can avoid checkout lines and how much it will cost. Also, an American woman accused of behaving badly in Germany. Why one official calls her behavior a model case of stupidity. Plus, Release the Ducks will explain the tradition you're seeing right here. An army of birds ready to get to work. But first, remember to fill out your 2020 census forms if you haven't already done so. We'll be bringing you reminders of why it is so important all week long. Take a look.